Hey everyone, it's your good friend Rhonda Marsh, and we are down in the Southern Draw podcast studio. I've been working on doing some podcasting, and today I wanted to come on to you and talk about narcissism because we do dive into toxic relationships. Now, a lot of people know what narcissism is, but there are a lot of people that don't realize what narcissism is. And narcissism, I think, is something that people are just born with. Sometimes their childhood, if they've went through a lot of trauma in their childhood, can make them that way. But it is my belief that mostly it comes from just actually being born that way. So what a narcissist is, it's somebody that has been, they're a very selfish person. They just only care about themselves. They tend to win you over by love bombing you, okay? Doing everything that makes you think this is the greatest person, okay? And time goes on, and then all of a sudden, they can only uphold that for a certain amount of time, and then the mask falls off, okay? And then if you get into a argument with them, you are always wrong. Always wrong. They do not have empathy for other people. They can put on a show in the beginning, but it doesn't stay. It doesn't last. Then they do what's called gaslighting you. And gaslighting is like making you think that you are absolutely crazy. Like they will tell you you are wrong, even though they know that they're wrong. But they will gaslight you. They will put you down. They will make you think that you are absolutely out of your mind. How could you think this way? What is wrong with you? You're nuts, and you know that you're not. You know you're not crazy, but you don't know why you keep staying with this toxic person. But you think there's a part of you that thinks, well, you feel bad for them, or maybe I can fix them. But they keep just tearing you down, and tearing you down. Because the only person that they really care about, people, is themselves. That's it. Okay, so once you go through the gaslighting process, then they will discard you. They will discard you and they will go find what's called new supply. It means the next person. Okay. And because once people start catching on, some strong-minded people like myself that catch on and I do the discarding. I'm like, I'm not putting up with this anymore. I know I'm not crazy. I'm not going to stand for this anymore. Then, it just kills their ego when you discard. And sometimes those people will come back to you just to see if they can talk you back in. And that's just all about ego. That's all about ego. But they discard you and then they go find new supply. And then the whole thing starts all over again. It is horrible, especially if you have children with a narcissist. I feel so terrible for people with a narcissist because nothing you do for your kids is good enough, but yet a lot of times they don't do anything for their kids, So it's because everything is about them. So if you feel like you're in that situation, it's a very toxic situation. Look up narcissism. Start reading up on it and see if that is what you are involved in. If it is what you are involved in, I will tell you this. There is no cure for narcissism. There is no pill that they can take. There is no therapy that can be done because most times they will lie to a therapist. They totally will not accept that they are a narcissism. And once you call them out what they do, they accuse you of being the narcissist. So, and you're like, oh, wow, that's really funny because you're not crazy. I mean, come on, people. Like, it's almost like a mind, I can't say the word that I'm thinking of, but it's a mind game. It's a game. It's all a game. It's all a game. And normally, and I will say this, they have more than one person other than you that they're talking about, because we are talking about very egotistical people, very selfish people. They don't care how you feel, but they do care to make you feel like you're crazy. And I've been through a couple narcissistic relationships that I'm like, I know I'm not crazy. This is insane that this person would think this way. How do you think that you're right? Not that, you're right 100% of the time, but there's not even any talking to a narcissist or working things out like an adult, like having an adult conversation with a narcissist. So, this is something that if you're going through and somebody, male or female, makes you feel like you are crazy and you don't know what's wrong with yourself, and they're trying to really rip down your self-esteem and your self-worth, you need to look up narcissism and do some Googling on this and make sure that, if you think that you see that person's picture next to that description, chances are that you are with a narcissist. Now, studies show that there are more male narcissists than female narcissists, but I know a couple female narcissists. So, it doesn't discriminate. It just does not discriminate. But there is no cure, people. There's no cure, and that's the sad part. Most of the time, they will not be honest with a therapist. They will not admit that they're a narcissist, and they just absolutely can't change. It's a pattern that repeats itself over and over and over again. So beware of a narcissist. That is one of the hugest red flags that you should run away from. So, and if somebody else, like most people that have survived a narcissist, they want to go tell the new supply, hey, honey, like, I'm just telling you for your own well-being. But if somebody tells you, hey, this person's a narcissist, you may want to think about that and listen to that. Because once that mask comes off and they show their true self, they already have you so involved and so invested in the relationship that you want them to change. You want to help them change. You kind of feel bad. They don't feel bad for themselves, not in the least. They're just like thinking you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. People, you are not crazy, okay? Trust God. Trust God when He gives you signs that there is a reason why God gives us red flags and warning signs. It's because there is great trouble ahead. So I just want you guys to know that I love you. I wouldn't wish a narcissist on anybody in my entire life. So I hope you guys have a very blessed day. If you have been through a relationship with a narcissist, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. And if you're out of a relationship with a narcissist, just let it go. Let it go. Just know the warning signs. I can pick them up pretty quickly now because people will start being selfish. Selfish is the first thing, the first sign that you will start to notice is when somebody gets very selfish. Okay, so once that starts happening, pay attention. Just pay attention, because I don't want to see people go through this. It is horrible to go through. And I want to see everybody be happy and have a good life and not have a toxic life. So I appreciate you guys listening to me.